I am going to be making something absolutely delicious today that includes bacon grease and butter. So you guys, if you're carnivore, if you're BBBE, or if you're a keto and you'd like to see, come back and I'll share. Good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning. Welcome all you new folks and welcome back everybody to Loving It on Keto. I'm Wendy, the cameraman is Harry, and our little chihuahua is little Sally girl. Yes, indeed. So, how is everybody doing? We are on the last week.
I'm doing great.
We're on the last week of our BBBE challenge. Yes, we are, our protocol, and we're going to be adding some things back next month. One of the things that we realized yesterday for the first time, and it's because we have been eliminating everything and we've been staying in this narrow category of bacon, eggs, beef, bacon, eggs, and butter realm, is that we think that we are having major allergic reactions to the heavy oxalate black pepper, which is part of the nightshade family. We have cut out tomatoes, we've cut out bell peppers, and we've cut out some of the peppers except on occasion because we're sensitive to it. Harry's very sensitive to tomatoes. So we had, for those of you who don't know, we went to a meetup that was put on by other Instagram and carnivores here in Arizona. We got invited, so we went and we had a ball. One of the things that we had was at a barbecue, which was a wonderful barbecue place. It's called Coldwell. If you're ever in Mesa, I would suggest going there. However, they put a thick, and I mean thick, heavy layer of coarse ground black pepper on the top of their brisket. And Harry and I had that, and we had allergy reaction, and so does Paula, who is our friend who invited us. She is really sensitive to oxalates. Yeah. And the interesting things are I
had things happen to me that I've never had happen before.
Right, and I did too. My ears clogged and my ears burned, and I had major sinus issues, which, yes, it was windy. Man. But I mean, I had major
windy like
issues.
air.
Yes, and Harry had brain fog as well. Now, there were other ingredients.
I had problems in the middle of the night.
Yes, and we both took a Benadryl.
Yep.
And I took a Tylenol PM so I could go to sleep. And I still sound nasally today. Yes, air does it. Yes, it does. But
this is different, man.
This was different. Now, were there other ingredients besides black pepper? Absolutely. But the one thing I know for sure is there was a ton of black pepper. You could see it. You could chew it. It was chunky humps.
Yeah, it was good.
Everywhere. So I'm going to omit black pepper. And yes, white pepper is much lower in oxalates. And I'm going to switch over to white pepper. A lot of people can tolerate white pepper where they can't tolerate black pepper. And that segues me into one of the books that I have, and that is The Plant Paradox. This is a excellent read. Dr. Gundry, MD, who is a cardiologist, by the way, wrote this book, How Plants Attack, and why plants attack, and what their defense systems are that can be causing you problems. One of the main things are lectins, also oxalates. This is a very good read. Now he goes into the lectin link to obesity and ill health. That's on page 144. He talks about that extensively. He talks about a ketogenic diet. He talks about the problem with most low-carb diets. He goes into another approach to restricting carbs is a ketogenic diet. He also talks about, and this is really interesting, Dr. Gundry's rule number one is this: what you stop eating has far more impact on your health than what you start eating. And that's on page 168. And pay attention to the care and feeding of your gut bugs. They will handle the care and feeding you. After all, you are their home. And he talks about the gut being your second brain, which is quite interesting. He talks about the protein connection. He talks about eating fat is the key to unlocking fat storage on page 255. It's a really, really good read. He talks about the cancer connection and more. Diabetes and cancer have disappeared. Slim, but still diabetic. This is an excellent, excellent read. Now, I'm not saying he is totally ketogenic, but what he is he studies all of the plant kingdom and what mechanisms each plant or plant category had to ensure its reproduction and growth throughout history. Okay, how it kept itself from animals not eating it, or the ones that needed animals to eat it to ingest the seeds, to literally poop it out the other end so the plants could grow. So it is a excellent, excellent read. We're going to put a link down in the description below through our Loving It on Keto Amazon store, and you guys can order this. I always read Knowledge is Power, and you can glean so much information from here. There may be something here that could help unlock your stall, your weight stall, your allergies, your gut issues that you're still experiencing even though you're ketogenic, BBBE, carnivore, low carb, somewhere in between. This is a great read, you guys. So I just wanted to share this book with you because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a medical practitioner anymore. It's been a long time since I was in the health industry. And I think this book is very, very, very informative about the hidden dangers in health that food causes, that can cause disease and weight gain and wreak havoc on your body. So I'm just suggesting this. We're not affiliated with Dr. Gundry. He does not know who I even am. And if you don't want to get the book, Google him, because go to the YouTube. He explains it in depth in several different videos. But he's a great guy, and I really enjoyed the information that I have gleaned about oxalates, about lectins, about all the things. What plants you can have, such as almonds. But you got to have the skin off of them. They've got to be blanched because it's the skin that's causing the issues. There's so many little things like that. It's like why you take the seeds out of tomatoes, why you cook them, why you peel them, right? What's in the peeling? What's in the peeling of the peppers? What's in the seeds of the peppers? And how you can still eat some of those foods, but how you need to prepare them in order for your body to be able to digest them properly and not cause you issues. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. It's a good read. Yes, indeed. Okay, moving on, you guys, because there have been so many of you coming back about the peppers and about allergies and all those things. And I just wanted to share information I have gleaned from the doctors and the books and from reading and researching on my own for Harry and my own body. So yesterday, what did we have to eat yesterday? We were perfectly BBBE except for, and I should have known better, and I should cut the bark off that brisket. The bark is the black and the dark brown red part. It's kind of a crust layer. And if you cut that off, if you're sensitive at all, if you cut that part off and you get just the internal clean meats, you're probably much better off if you have food sensitivity, allergies to things such as black pepper or any of the seasonings that are in the rubs that they use. Yes, that's the best tasting part, but you can still enjoy going out. Ordering your meat naked. Tell them you cannot have any salt, you're on a salt-restricted diet, and you have allergies. Please do not put any seasoning or pepper on that steak or on that hamburger patty, please. And they will work with you to do the best they can with that. I just have to remember to tell them naked, no salt,
I gotta remember to remind
seasoning. You do, because yes, every time we go out to eat, we end up gaining weight.
Well, not every time.
Instant,
when you remember,
right.
we don't.
When I remember, we don't.
We don't really gain weight. So.
And even the grill that they use, if they're grilling the same thing over and over again, it's going to have residue, but it's not going to have as much. Now, I went up a whole pound. Harry went only up 0.2 of a pound.
Yeah.
I went up a whole pound.
Yeah.
I'm a little swollen today. When I put on my lapis lazuli ring today, it's tight. It's tight, and it left a mark on my finger.
Okay, now everybody wants to know what a lapis lazuli is.
Lapis lazuli is this blue stone here. Lapis and turquoise. Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
That's lapis. And you can get it in copper, where copper is mined, in the matrix, in the rock that is along with copper. It's a copper base, so it's turquoise. Anyway.
Now, Wendy was studying to be a gemologist.
I was. I
went to school and everything.
Yes, I did.
Didn't finish.
Well, I worked for
life, life happens. Sorry. Excuse me.
I worked for Janelle Sherman, who is, if any of you guys watch jewelry television, she is the Artisan of Bali artist that's on there quite often. Her company in Washington State is SARDA, S-A-R-D-A. I worked the gem and jewelry shows for years in Tucson, even when I quit working for her at her facility, and her sister owned a retail store there in Puyallup for quite some time. So I love gems, jewelry. I have a gemstone collection. I have a huge jewelry collection of stones and gems as well. So I have all the things. Trust me, I have my microscopes. I've got my diamond reader.
Yeah.
I've got all kinds of things that went with the schooling to get GIA certified. I never got GIA certified, and I have an affinity for pearls. I've got a ton of pearls too. So.
Yeah, but we don't keep any of that stuff here at the house.
It's in storage, and it's in a special safe. So anyway, I do bring stuff out and I do wear them, and this is my lapis lazuli. I have necklaces that match too. Anyway, you guys, I'm getting off track. I can get off track and talk clothes and jewelry all day long. And shoes. I don't have anything fancy shoes wise. I just have my cloud steppers on in the house today. Anyway.
That's why I'm so well dressed.
I love this. And every time you wear this, thank you so much for the gift. He gets people asking where he got this.
Yeah, they all want to know where they got this from.
And you can order it in different dog breeds too, we found out. But he loves that shirt. So thank you so much again for it.
I always wear this shirt usually when I'm going to go someplace because I know everybody's going to talk about it.
This reminds me of Sally Girl right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Thor. She's cute. Felicia, my daughter, turns 45 tomorrow, and we are taking her out for dinner tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to a movie. So we are going out to dinner tonight. We are going to have a naked steak or a naked piece of something, and we'll share what we have for dinner. But in the meantime, we're going to have beef and butter, but I'm going to make something delicious today.
Oh, I hope so.
Yes, I am.
Please?
And I'm going to share how to do it.
You're going to tell me what it is? Or
I'm going to share how to do it. And the first part of that is you're going to need some bacon grease. It's going to need to be refrigerated or solid because it's just easier.
It's got to be bacon greasinized.
Come over here. This recipe is pretty forgiving. At least I think so. So I have my bacon grease right here. It's absolutely beautiful.
Done by Chef Harry.
Yes, indeed. So I am getting about a tablespoon of grease, 2 tablespoons. So I'm putting a tablespoon. I'm putting 2 tablespoons into a little baggie. And I'll show you why in just a minute. Because we're going to freeze it.
Save it?
We're going to freeze it.
Oh. Does that stuff freeze?
Yes.
Does it get hard like a rock? Or
No,
does it...
not hard like a rock. It just gets more solid. Because we're going to be grinding it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You think so, huh?
I know so. Harry's going to be grinding it. If Harry
she's
wants
gonna make me make a mess.
If Harry wants to be eating any of this, he needs to be grinding it. So,
guess that means I'm grinding it.
I'm going to put a little bit more in here.
Yeah, if you're going to have me do it, have me do it.
No, I'm not going to have you do it. Do it.
Do it, do it. Do it, do it.
Anyway, approximately 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to put this in the refrigerator because I'm going to need it frozen because we're going to grind it up.
Don't you want to put it in the freezer then?
I'm putting it in the freezer.
Where?
Right here. Next to the butter. It's just going to sit in there for a little while.
Have you ever thought about getting an outside freezer, Wendy?
Actually, Harry, that's very nice of you to ask me. When we lived in Washington State, which is where we lived previous to Arizona, let me get something to wipe this off with. We had a big 6-foot chest freezer, and we left it there, gave it to our kids. When we got here, we realized we wanted another freezer, so we bought a small chest freezer. Then Harry had his heart bypass surgery. We went vegan. We thought, well, we have this freezer. It's plugged in the garage. It's empty because we weren't freezing tons of veggies at the time. Our refrigerator and freezer did just fine for the vegetables we were eating and the tofu we were eating and the corn, which is a mushroom-based faux meat that we were eating the whole time. And we were 6 years, right? So 3 years into it, we thought, you know what? This is how we're going to eat the rest of our lives. Let's give that freezer to our kids. So I've had 2. And Harry has filled up our one little car garage to the point of nothing else can go in there. So we have no place to put a small freezer or a chest freezer now that we want more room to put meat in.
I used to be a maker.
So that's what you were a woodworker.
Yeah.
And we were DIY. So let me put this in
here. Everything.
We did everything. We built onto our house. We did.
We built a house.
We built a house. We did all kinds of things together. Yes, Wendy was up on the roof, chucking off the shingles.
One of these days, I'll find some of the footage.
And show. Yeah. Yes. Show me sitting on the floor hammering nails. Oh my gosh. That floor was like, I couldn't wait for that floor to be done. Actually, I was drilling the
She'd come home every night, get on her belt, put on her clothes, and go in and sit out on the floor and start nailing.
And start nailing either that or...
Did that for a week.
Yes, I did. Anyway, to get that floor done. That was my job. Anyway, you guys, enough about reminiscing. We're going to come back, and I'm going to share with you guys what I'm going to make using the 2 tablespoons of grease and some butter. Yes, indeed. Besides my bacon grease, besides the bacon grease, the 2 tablespoons of bacon grease, I have 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm using the regular grass-fed butter by Kirkland, and I'm going to put these right in my freezer. And while we're waiting for them to get hard and firm, I'm going to put these up in the butter dish. Well,
butter dish?
No, they can go right here.
Gonna put them in the butter dish, are you?
No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at butter and I said butter dish. I'm putting them in the freezer to get very, very hard so Harry can grate them. I've got my station set up for what we're gonna be making, but Harry's hungry, and while we're waiting for the butter and the bacon grease to firm up and get solid, I am going to make us a ground beef bowl with butter. Yes, I am. So here's Harry's, and I'm going to give him he gets 5 ounces.
That's it?
Well, we're having a big steak tonight.
Oh, okay.
And we're on a low protein, high fat diet.
Got it.
Oops. Almost boo-booed on that one. I'm having 4 ounces. And see, there is some fat in this. You guys have to remember, someone said, let me weigh this first, and then I'll have Harry come back to me. That's good. Yep, perfect, 4 ounces. Someone said that I'm not measuring right because we're draining the fat off of our ground hamburger. Well, every single piece of meat that you cook renders fat off of it. It melts and drips out of it. Every hamburger patty you buy, it may be 80-20 raw, but it's not 80-20 cooked.
Right.
Unless you're taking everything in the bottom of your air fryer pan or your frying pan and eating that as well, you're not going to get the same weight fat to protein ratio either. That's why this is not an exact science or exact macros. Now, I think someone
plus water evaporates.
confused about my carb manager, the difference between the big bold of what we actually ate versus the small number, which I said is my macros. I set up my carb manager to the macros I would like to hit, period, every single day. That is the exact amount I want.
Which one is that? Which number is that?
I'll show you. And then I populate my app with the foods I want to eat, and I try to match that. And then I adjust my carb manager to the food I actually ate, because I could eat more or less during the day, you know, with the intention of I got hungry, I had more hamburger. I wasn't as hungry, or I forgot about the fat, and I adjust that accordingly. But the person said, well, what you are populating your thing with didn't match your macros. So how does that work? So if you go to Carb Manager and you go to Wendy right here, my W and my settings. This is my profile that I fill out. Here's the macros calculator. I want to hit 1,478. And how did I come up with that? Well, this is a sliding scale on how many total carbs you want. First of all, I hit custom. Then I said I want 20% protein and as close to 80% fat as possible, right? And that came up with this number, which is a 12% calorie deficit. Now, when I actually eat and I'm done eating, I populate. So today I would go in and I'd give Harry his 5 ounces of his hamburger. I'd give me my 4 ounces. I've got our butter measured out to 6 tablespoons today each. We're going out to dinner, and I know there's going to be fat there, and I don't know how much. So I'm just going a little bit lower on those things. And then I would go to my carb manager today. Let's say we were eating hamburger all day long. So I know ahead of time how much hamburger to try to get to right here, 1,478. And I would populate my lunch, breakfast, and everything with all those foods to get as close to that as possible. And it would tell me I've got 4 grams of carbs left, I've got 73 grams of protein left, and 130 grams left to eat. That's why at the end of the day, this number, the big 0 that's dark, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be different. It's going to be different than that 1,478. Because I haven't been able to get exactly 1,478 calories to the nose in. So it's going to be a little above or a little below. And then it's going to tell me where it's above or where it's below.
Yeah, that's why you see 2 numbers.
That's why you see 2 numbers. So I wanted to explain that. I am presetting my carbs, so every single day, my total allotment is right here in calories, my total carbs, my total protein, my total fat. Then based on that, I go in and create a menu for my day, populate it all in to get as close as I can to that. And then at the end of the day, did I eat all those things? Yes, no, and fix it according. So I wanted to kind of share that with everybody. Why I like Carb Manager is because I can put in a recipe, this recipe in, all of the ingredients, tell them how many servings I want, and it will give me the macros per slice or per serving. And that's why I like this. So, and I name it under Wendy's recipes. I save it, and I can share that with Harry, who's my buddy. I can share that with Harry, and I can grab that and populate his too. So it makes it easier. And that's why I use Carb Manager and not Chronometer, yeah, or any of the other ones that are out there. It's just the one I found because of the recipe aspect of it. I love it because I've tried other ones and I did not care for a chronometer at all. Anyway, you guys, I want to heat these. I've got my oven preheating at 325. I've got my butter and my bacon grease, pardon me, freezing in the freezer, and we're gonna have this with our butter. I've already measured our butter, so we're gonna put a glob of butter on our hot ground beef, and that's what we are having for our breakfast. Then we'll come back when my butter and my bacon grease is frozen, and I'll share with you guys what I'm gonna be making today. Yes, indeed. Carrie is going to grind up my 3 tablespoons of butter, which is the grass-fed butter, and he's going to do the grease, bacon grease, 2 tablespoons of bacon grease all at the same time.
Yeah, I want to do this all so intermix.
And the least amount of hand touching, the less it will melt.
Yeah. So
you want your...
I want to use this.
Yep.
Because I don't want to touch it with my hands.
Okay, go for it.
You see it?
Yeah.
I don't want to push too hard because it...
Don't want to unmelt it.
Yeah, well, it'll do a bad job if I do it too hard. A lot of it gets cut over the side. Block the camera.
I'm not. It's a 2-person process. Harry will put this little grater up in the description below. It's wonderful. It was a gift from Paula and Al, and I love it. Okay, I'm gonna make some butter bacon grease buns that I hope are the consistency of English muffins. So what I am doing is I am taking my recipe that was the BBBE carnivore bacon bagels, and I'm kind of using it as my base. So I just put in 12 grams of egg yolk powder, or that would be 2 egg yolks if you're going to use the raw at the end. And I've got some Anthony's premium butter powder. I want the butter powder taste. The butter powder gives a great taste. So that's 13 grams. So let's say 2 tablespoons of the butter powder. Let me write that down. Because we're also adding real powder, real butter and bacon grease to these, okay? So I have got, let me put this over here. I have got 1 1/2 ounce of water. So I'm pouring that in to my mixer. I have got 3 tablespoons of beef gelatin. You can use Knox gelatin, whatever kind of gelatin you have. This is Zint. It's grass-fed beef. We get it off of Amazon. You can get it on our Loving It on Keto Amazon store. I'm gonna sprinkle this in the water just to kind of get it so that it just starts dissolving and blooms a little bit. Then it doesn't get, you don't get lumpies so much in your bread dough. Now, I am putting in 1/2 teaspoon of Redmond's real salt. You can use the salt of your choice. I'm gonna sprinkle that right in there. And after we are all done, we are putting in the egg yolks and the 2 tablespoons of butter powder, as well as 3 tablespoons of frozen butter and 2 tablespoons of bacon grease. Yes, indeed.
Which we spun down a few minutes ago.
And I forgot I needed to get my egg whites going on here. Zero that out. I need 120 grams of egg white protein powder. Yes, I do. And this reverses the amount. It works really, really well. There. Now, I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to beat these on high. When I have stiff peaks, I'm going to add my egg yolk powder and my egg yolk powdered butter. Then last, I'm going to add the frozen butter and the bacon grease, and I'll explain why when we get to that step. But you guys, got to get this going. Got to start it on low. And first and foremost, I'm putting an apron on because I have a dress on today. Oops, I just got, see, look, I just got butter. Just from doing what I just did with the butter powder and stuff. So I don't want to get my dress dirty. And I love being able to wrap this around me and tie it in the front. Oh my gosh. That itself is a non-scale victory, you guys. But I'm turning this on.
Oh.
Oops, sorry. Harry can cut that out. I am turning this down to low, and it whips up much faster because of all the gelatin. I am putting in my buttered powder and my egg yolk powder. This will knock it off the batter, off the top. You just put pressure on there and it helps it. Now, I am getting the butter and the bacon grease out of my freezer and I'm adding it in. It's going to fall very quickly, but that's okay. Now, I'm going to turn it on for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to take it down and pop mine out. Then I'm going to beat this, so hold your ears, you guys. Okay, now you want to get everything off the side. You want to make sure it mixes to the bottom of your bowl. And yes, it's going to fall because it's full of fat. That's why we use 3 tablespoons of the gelatin. The gelatin also adds to the chew. Just make sure you've got everything mixed really well. Don't worry about it falling. I am going to fill up my wells here in my mesh pan with this goodness. I have a sprayed silicone mat below because it could ooze out with the butter and I don't want it sticking. So I have a cookie sheet and a silicone mat underneath, you guys. I want these to be the chewy texture, hopefully, of more English muffin type of a, I want it denser and chewier, right? That's what I'm hoping for. Just like an English muffin. And if I were not BBBE, I could put sourdough flavor. I could put any of the bread flavors in here that I wanted. You know, you could use different bread flavorings or any flavor you wanted to and change this and make it your own. But because we're BBBE and this is carnivore, we're keeping it plain, keeping it simple with carnivore and BBB ingredients 100% in here. Now I'm going to cook these for 23 minutes on a 325 degree oven, sorry. And that's what I've got. So we're putting these in. We're going to let them cook for 23 minutes, 325 degrees, and then we'll pop them out of the oven and see what we've got. So on my bagels were at 20 minutes, and I figured there was a little less dough in the bagel because of the hole in the middle. So I'm letting these go for 3 minutes longer. But you guys come back and let's see what these make. Take a look inside. It's been just a few minutes, but they did rise a little bit, you guys.
Yeah, they did.
Yep. Cleaning everything. You guys, I have a container. It's actually distilled vinegar and water, and after I use the butter or the grease in my baking mixture, after I've washed them completely, I spray them with a vinegar water solution and let it strip the rest of the fat off. The vinegar's not going to hurt if there's residual of a teeny bit of vinegar, because vinegar can be used in place of cream of tartar, and it will not cause your eggs to not whiff up to stiff peaks, because you can use lemon juice or apple cider vinegar in lieu of cream of tartar when you're using raw eggs to make stiff egg whites. So I use that just as an extra precaution to clean anything else off that could be on there, specifically fat. It's bun time. I'm gonna bring them out. I'm gonna take a peeky see on them. Now they have no allulose, so they are not going to have a color to them. And they feel fine. I feel fine. Ooh, ow. And they did rise, you guys. Even though it falls in the pan, they do rise a little bit, which is really nice. We are going to let these sit right here. I'm going to take them off of the pan. You guys, I'm going to take them off the pan and leave them sit for about 10 minutes before I take them out and put them on the cooling rack. So we'll see you guys when we have buns. Yes, indeed. You guys, these look so pretty, and they're light pale yellow.
Yeah, they are.
They are. So we're gonna let these rest. I'm gonna do 10 minutes. When you put them here, put paper towels underneath, because there is butter. If you look at this, look at this. This is the butter that melted through as they were cooking, you guys. So these are going to be buttery deliciousness. And we're going to come back and we're going to do a taste test on my butter bacon. Should I call them buttery bacon grease? I mean, is bacon grease a turn off to what they are? You know?
Well,
butter, bacon grease, buns, or butter, bacon grease, English muffins, or butter, bacon grease.
Well, they are a bun.
They are a bun. They're going to be a hamburger bun. They're a BBBE carnivore butter bacon grease bun is what they are. Anyway, you guys, we'll come back in the next segment when we do a cut them up, spread some butter on it, and do a taste test. Yes, indeed. I just took one out to see, and it's beautiful. I'm hoping these are more English muffins. That's what I'm hoping for, you guys, is English muffins. Ooh, look at that. Actually, that's nice. They browned better on the bottom and around the sides a little bit. Look at that. How nice is that? And these are coming out really nice, you guys.
If you guys want to get one of these, I'll put a link to...
This is the deeper one.
What do you call this one?
This one's a mesh. It's a mesh bun pan, I think. It's the thicker one. It's not the thin one. It's the one that's deeper. It's about 1.25 inches deep.
Yeah.
Wow, and this has got nice crusty, crunchy on the side. Ooh.
Butter, right? Okay,
you guys, yep. So I'm gonna put this in the sink. You guys come back when we break one open and take a look inside. We got butter everywhere. Okay, you guys, we're gonna cut one open. These are still a little bit warm, but we can't wait. I got Harry's butter, my butter, And what I like about these buns, you guys, is the bottom got nice and brown, and I love the feel of the bottom. The top always gets crunchy when you first take out any of the breads. You can put a little butter on this right before you're done and it'll soften it up, but by tomorrow, the top will be just as soft and nice. Anyway, I like the top. So let's cut this open.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at
English muffin. Look at that, you guys. Look at this beautiful holes. Look at those. Look at those. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Look. And you guys. Oh, it's buttery. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And see the bottom? It's got that English muffin, little bit of a crust on the bottom. You know, I'm hoping for the chew. So, let's see. Harry, are we going to share the top and the bottom?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'm going to put some of my butter on mine. Yes, I am. You guys, that's English muffin-y. Wow.
Is that good? Did it work?
It's got that little bit of a texture and chew of an English muffin to me, and that's what I was looking for. It's that denser, chewier than bread. Mmm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Harry, I'll give you some. This is going to be great for hamburger buns. Toasted with butter. Oh yeah, this one's yours. I gotta wash my hands because it is very buttery. Okay, Harry, you get the big piece. First look at the top and look at the texture and the holes and feel it and stuff. Yes, I'm seeing you, Harry. Yes, dear. You're not at the top. You're ready to eat it and we're not ready yet. Look at the top.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to eat. Feels good. Feels like a piece of. Oh, actually, it's tougher than bread.
Mm-hmm. Not tougher, but just more dense.
Mm. Ooh, I like that. I like this toasted. I wonder how this would be toasted.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Is it more English muffin-y to you?
Oh yeah, because it's tougher.
Denser?
Yeah.
Chewier?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I like that.
Take your little piece and come get the camera back, because that's yours. That's got your butter on it.
All mine.
Yeah, you guys, I really like this. Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see the big holes in it. Oops, I didn't like that. What was that? So Harry and I are going to share this. Oh, I know, we should toast this. Let's toast this one.
What a great idea, Wendy.
Are you talking with your mouth full, Harry? Oh.
Mmm.
This is a
That
bagel
is
toaster.
really good.
Oops.
Are you going to do 2 of them?
It's a bagel toaster, so, but it's still, the top is a little too tall. No, I'm going to do 1. I don't want to eat all my stuff for 1 sitting.
Yeah. I know. We can make
Because-
more.
Okay, you guys, come back in a second and we'll have toast and we'll taste it toasted. Mm-mm-mm.
See that? Sorry. There it is.
Whoops.
Yeah, look how it toast too.
Ooh, yeah.
Look at that. Let me see the other side. Of course, you won't. Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Because I cut the top.
Nice. It even looks like a.
Ooh, it sounds like a toasted English muffin.
Yeah.
This one's yours.
Okay.
The big one, of course, you guys. The big one's Harry's. Yes.
Well, let's face it. That's because I'm a big guy.
Well, you're the guy. You're my king of my castle. I'm the queen. You're the king. Okay. Look at that. Let's listen. Listen.
Yeah? All right. Finally. I get English muffins again. Well, I gotta be quiet.
You know what would throw this over the top is a tablespoon of the buttermilk in it, just to give it that sourdough that I love, that I'm missing. I mean, this is beautiful. This is delicious. This is 100% carnivore, 100% BBBE. But if you like the little sourness, little cream of tartar, and a little of the buttermilk, but this is fabulous. Look at that. Look, look, look. Okay, Harry.
Okay, Harry, what?
Your turn for delicious goodness.
Okay, take this.
Oh man, that's good.
Another?
Man, that's good. Yeah.
Look at the
Hold
butter.
the plate.
Look at the butter on
butter.
this, man. Look at the butter on this. Can you see the butter on that? Look at that.
Wait a minute. It's not on my setting.
Because you don't know how to do it.
Cameraman didn't fix it. Stay put, Marty. Gosh. Can I be the camera person right now, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Harry. Okay. Now.
Oh, that's an English muffin, Wendy. That's really good. I got butter all over me up. You know who's staring at me? Look at her. Staring at me.
Okay, Harry, I'm going to turn it off so you get to eat your whole muffin right now.
Bye.
Something I find fascinating is these taste different and are a different texture than the bagels were. I don't know if it's because I put bacon in the bagels or the pan that I used. Now, I used less butter in the other one, and I used brown butter in the bagels instead. So both are delicious, but they both taste different. They have different consistencies, you guys. But these are going to be fabulous, and Sally is already saying goodnight. You guys, we're going to insert our dinner, just pictures of what Harry and I had right here. You guys, I am sharing a 14-ounce ribeye steak with Felicia. This is her birthday meal right here, and that's the amount of meat she wants to eat. I've got the rest of the steak. Harry ordered a 14-ounce ribeye. They did put these
I don't know why they put these.
Haystack onion
I don't even
rings.
like them.
I think the chef thinks the plate looks too empty with just meat on it, because they always put something. Just wait a minute. So anyway, you guys, this is what we're eating today, and that's what we're having for dinner. And we're gonna go ahead and close out because we have to get ready to go now. So you guys, please remember to like, subscribe, ring that little bell, give us a thumbs up. I'll see you right here tomorrow. And little Sally is telling you guys good night. Good night. Bread. Love this stuff. Oh yeah. Is it Sally approved? Yes, it is. Is that good? Is it good? Good girl.